I'm Greg, and welcome to my gregarious world. If you want to join us on our 51-day adventure in the South Pacific, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. Malo Elele. Today, the Zaandam arrives at Vava'u, our second and final stop in Tonga before we head to the Cook Islands. The approach to the harbour is breathtaking, with picturesque small islands flanking both sides of the shipping channel, making the sail-in experience not to be missed. Since this port requires tendering, the Zaandam will anchor at the port of refuge and shuttle passengers to the town of Neiafu throughout the day. Karen and I didn't book a tour prior to our arrival, as we came across an intriguing YouTube video showcasing a local excursion that caught our attention. I'll include the link in the show notes. Fingers crossed, we can track down this tour once we arrive in Neiafu. Upon reaching Vava'u Wharf, we were greeted by an enthusiastic group of locals showcasing their traditional dances. The performance kicked off with a charming dance by women dressed in their cultural outfits, captivating us with their grace. Following this, a lively group of men took the stage, adding energy to the atmosphere. The highlight, however, was when the children came out to dance for us. They were simply adorable. The audience couldn't take their eyes off a little boy, no more than 2 years old, and a little girl, both trying so hard to keep up with the bigger boys and girls. After watching the show for about 15 minutes, we made our way to the parking area in search of the tour operator we had hoped to find. Unfortunately, she was nowhere to be seen. We had anticipated a wider selection of tours available at the port, but it seemed that either they had sold out quickly or there were simply not many options to begin with. To avoid similar disappointment, I highly recommend either booking a tour through the ship while in Vava'u or opting for an online service like Viator. Disappointed, but not ready to give up, Karen and I decided to turn our day into an adventure by exploring Neiafu on foot. After all, we were in Tonga, a place many people only dream of visiting. As we began our walk, we stumbled upon the Utu Kalangalu market just outside the gated port area. The market was vibrant, with both indoor and outdoor stalls brimming with fresh fruits, handmade crafts, and beautiful island jewelry. Karen really loved the handmade kava basket, but couldn't imagine how we'd get it back home. After wandering through the market, we made our way uphill to the main road of the city. It was surprisingly quiet, with many shops closed, so we took a break at the Tropicana Cafe, one of the few open cafes. I chose a coffee, while Karen ordered a milkshake, hoping for something refreshing in the warm weather. Unfortunately, it turned out to be more of a thick, foamy flavored milk than the cool treat she had anticipated. After finishing our drinks and soaking up the picturesque surroundings, we paid the bill with a credit card and set off towards St. Joseph the Worker Catholic Church. As we climbed up the steep steps to the church, we could hear the sound of singing coming from inside. Once we discovered that a small group of teenagers had gathered in front of the altar spending their lunch hour singing hymns together. We decided to linger for about half an hour, fully appreciating the warmth and sincerity of their songs. As we exited the church, we were eager to continue our ascent along the main road, pausing occasionally to soak in the stunning views of the harbour below. Along the way, we encountered a group of school children enjoying their lunch break, their faces lighting up with excitement at the prospect of having their pictures taken. After capturing a cheerful group shot, 3 best friends eagerly requested a special picture just for them, their smiles leaving a lasting impression. A young boy asked to have his picture taken by himself, clearly excited about the opportunity. It left me wishing we had a way to share these special images with the children. As Karen and I strolled past a local graveyard, we paused to admire the above-ground graves adorned with vibrant flowers, elaborate banners, and large photo posters celebrating the lives of departed family members and friends. We continued our walk and ended up at the old Neiafu Harbour. So we walked over to the old harbour, which is across the island, about 600 meters from the port. And you can see out here, it's low tide, and the pigs have come down from the hills and they're feeding on the sea life at low tide. There's one way out there and a few in the mud flats here. We watched the pigs enjoying a feast of sea creatures revealed by the retreating tide. Karen and I were fascinated as we observed them digging up hidden treasures from the muddy bottom of the old harbour, and their antics kept us entertained for a long time. We eventually tore ourselves away from the sight of the muddy pigs enjoying their meal, and continued our self-guided tour of the city. In this area of town, it appeared quite normal to see pigs wandering the streets, leaving us unsure whether they were wild or belonged to local residents. They seemed to have the freedom to roam as they wished. Our pace slowed when a mother pig and her cute piglets crossed the road in front of us, making us laugh while we made sure to keep a respectful distance from the little ones. It began to rain, so we made our way back to the port to catch a tender to the ship. As we proceeded to the dock, we unexpectedly discovered Pu'ono Park, a site of great historical importance. This sacred ground is where King George Tupu I famously dedicated Tonga to God, marking a significant moment in the nation's history. Additionally, Pu'ono Park serves as the final resting place for several notable figures from that era, further enriching its cultural significance. We returned to the ship in time for a quick shower before heading to the 4 p.m. happy hour, and then on to the dining room for our 5 p.m. dinner reservation. For my appetizer, I picked the black bean soup, while Karen opted for the chilled rhubarb soup of the day. We also both ordered salads. Karen chose the pork to plate special, which was the bay shrimp cob with celery slaw, and I went with the Greek salad. For our main courses, I selected the roast pork loin, and Karen had the Boston Lager flat iron steak served with creamy collard greens. We also decided to share the sweet and sour chicken. To finish off our meal, we both enjoyed the lemon torte for dessert. After dinner, we headed to the world stage for a 7:30 p.m. show featuring comedian John Stringer. Although I usually don't enjoy comedy shows, I was pleasantly surprised by how much we both liked his performance. John mentioned that he is working on material for a Netflix special, so we'll definitely keep an eye out for it. We'll have 3 days at sea before our first stop in Cook Islands, where we'll visit Tonga on the island of Aitutaki. See you next time. Cheers! Please be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to keep up with our latest episodes. In the upcoming episode, we'll be visiting the island of Aitutaki in the Cook Islands, where we'll snorkel with giant clams, colorful tropical fish, and giant trevally. Visit Honeymoon and One Foot Islands, enjoy a barbecue lunch, and more!